I've been dreaming about vacation. Vacation, it's a couple months away. Dreaming about our family going on vacation. There's a little place there that's called City Donut.
Where's this?
This is in Orange Beach, Alabama.
Oh, she goes there all the time with the family.
And I'm telling you, it's a draw. Before we hit the road and head home, we always have to get a dozen of whatever it is at City Donut, and then we have to get a couple of apple fritters. And I mean, it's a little pricey when you put the apple fritters on it, but they're so worth it.
See, I'm not a local. I don't know why. Except for around here, I don't do a lot of local flair wherever we visit. It's always like if I go to the in-laws up in Michigan.
Okay.
They live near Battle Creek. Where do we go for dinner? Big Boys.
Why? Oh, my goodness.
They like the place.
Well, if they like the place, then I totally get it. No.
And then my father-in-law is into McDonald's coffee in the morning. So we were in the drive-thru in the morning, and he's so proud of his app.
Oh, my goodness. Because today I can buy one, get one free sandwich.
I wind getting up a free coffee out of the deal.
But he doesn't have like a favorite hole-in-the-wall restaurant or...
Never brought me to one.
Well, like when we've gone to Destin before, they have a water park that I think is only there. It's called Big Kahuna. And we love taking the kids there.
Big Kahuna.
The Big Kahuna.
That's great.
Love that. So, I love these. If I go to a new place, first place I look for is a little coffee shop that is only local to that town.
Not me.
Oh, we make it an adventure, especially my daughter and I.
I'll always go to the place that's right around the corner and it's got a star and a Bucks on it. That's about it. Scott goes to Wilmington Beach, right?
Yeah, down there toward the coast. And my kids, they love donuts. So there is a Duck Donuts, and I think they closed one recently, but there are some others down there. And they have a bacon donut.
Ew.
And it's incredible.
It's like maple bacon, right?
Maple bacon.
And a donut? Bacon and a donut? That doesn't sound like they go together in one bite.
Oh, I'm going to have to make you one. No, you
Salty,
need to go to this little
sweet.
local
Make me
place.
one.
Oh, maple bacon, that is like the perfect pairing.
I know we've been to the Outer Banks, and I've seen Duck Donuts at the Outer Banks.
I think there's Duck Donuts in a couple of different towns.
They're branching out to different places.
Right. So I don't know. Well, it's still fairly local. I don't know if they're all across the country, but that is my favorite thing to do is find these little hole-in-the-wall little places, coffee shops, whether it's dessert restaurants. I love
The local places I go is either my son's house in Florida or the father-in-law's house in Michigan.
Well, if either one put an open sign, we'll come visit.
You're listening to Rob and Lizz in the morning.
His radio.
Where's the local spot you go to when you wind up at your destination for that vacation? 800-447-7234. It's Rob and Lizz in the morning on His Radio.
Yeah, Marcy texted and said, here is the policy. They have instituted a policy when they travel that they only eat at restaurants that they don't have at home because they want to try different places, different food. So why eat at the same restaurant, the same thing she can eat at home? I hear you. That's the same thing. I'm like, we have that. Why would we go there? We have that around the corner.
It's a tough decision because if you go to one spot and the food's horrible, it's like, why'd I even go here?
Listen, sometimes those are the best memories. My husband and I, we went to Gatlinburg one year, and we saw, I can't remember, I'm not even going to say the name of the restaurant, okay, because it was that bad. But it was like a little hole in the wall, and it looked so cute.
Was it one of those waffle places?
No.
Because they got a ton of those there.
It was like a little barbecue place, and it was on kind of a back road, but it was cute. And
in Gatlinburg?
Yes.
Okay.
And I thought, well, they've invested in it. Okay, this is going to be great. And we walk in, they've got King of Queens on television.
Not bad.
And no, but there were two people, and they had no idea what to say to us as we walked. It was very awkward.
So there's no welcome.
There was no welcome.
There's not a welcome to Mo kind of thing.
And like nobody else was there except the couple and their baby. And it was just like, we don't necessarily want to stay, but we feel bad. And we left a really big tip because we felt bad that there were no customers. And
so you're the only customers. You ate the food. What about the food?
It was...
Okay, it was like her experience walking in.
But we watched
evidently.
King of Queens.
Okay, well, you did, didn't
There you go.
Tara's here. What about you, Tara?
My husband and I, when we go out of town, like to Vegas or to
California or something, we'll always look up Guy Fieri's diners, drive-ins, and dives, and we'll go to one of those places.
What do you get when you're there?
When we went to Arizona, went to this pizza place and like this Italian restaurant, and they had some really good pizza.
You know, it's not a bad thing to look where Guy Fieri likes to eat.
Because you know it's going to be good.
You're listening to Rob and Lizz in the morning.
His radio.
Vacation season's here. Gotta love it. Rob and Lizz in the morning, his radio. You probably got some plans. And if you do, when you get to where you're going, what's that local place you go to on vacation? It's Rob and Lizz in the morning, his radio.
Julia says if you're headed to Hilton Head, you've got to go to Hilton Head Social Bakery and also to Kenny B's. And I think Kenny B's is like a New Orleans kind of a themed restaurant, but I need to know more about. So she said Hilton Head Social Bakery has every French pastry dessert imaginable.
Sounds nice.
I got to go get in the car. I got to drive to make this morning. Kenny texted 800-447-7234, said, every time we go to Dollywood, we've got to eat at Aunt Granny's and then go to the Apple Barn Winery. They have the best ice cream.
Ice cream there, the Apple Barn, huh?
Ice cream, yeah.
Heather's here at 800-447-7234. What about you, Heather?
There's a place in Chapin, which is right outside of Irmo, South Carolina, near Lake Murray, and it's a donut shop called Chicken Butt Donuts.
Okay, quite the name. Chicken Butt Donuts.
Chicken butt.
Sounds like you go there.
We do. We love it. Like, my daughter begs to go get Chicken Butt Donuts.
So I have to ask, when you have family that comes in or friends that are visiting, is that one of the stops for sure?
We'll go and get, like, maybe a half dozen or whatever. But you can, it's kind of like Duck Donuts, but better. You can choose your toppings. You can choose the drizzle. You can choose all that stuff. But just recently, they started doing ice cream as well.
I can't wait to go because I'm going to order the chicken nuggets.
You're listening to Rob and Lizz in the morning.
His radio.
She was just ready for a change. It is Rob and Lizz in the morning, his radio. During the pandemic, she thought, hey, let me Airbnb out some of my rooms in the house. Didn't go over too well. And she thought, maybe I don't even need to be in this house. Looked at her backyard, built a tiny home. Now her home is an Airbnb.
That's right. And she's making bank. So she had a 3-bedroom house to begin with. And it got to where nobody wanted to rent a room because it was during the pandemic. And she's like, I'm kind of scared. I'm lonely. I don't want to stay in here by myself. And so then she ordered everything she needed to put this tiny home together. It cost her about $35,000.
Not bad.
Not really. I mean, for a home, and it's plenty of room for her. And, you know, if she has a pet, plenty of room there. And then she rents out her home. I think she made $32,000. I want to say in a month.
Oh, for real?
I think it was
paid
in a
for that
month.
tiny home like that.
I mean, like that. And she's still got 11 months to go. So, yeah, she's making bank. And I'm thinking, I'm going to start looking at my backyard. Can I fit me and my husband and my 2 boys and 2 dogs in a tiny home and rent that thing out?
Maybe she needs to build a big home
Maybe.
and then rent out the other one as a tiny home.
You're listening to Rob and Lizz in the morning.
His radio.
I know I almost hate to talk about the controversy that's going on around this because it's causing a lot of friction, like on social media.
There's some people pretty upset.
Very, very upset. I think I'm going to like the change. But hold on. Starbucks is changing their ice. Oh, my goodness.
First world problems.
It is so a first world
Some
problem.
people are really upset about this. I don't know why. I guess it's because they're changing ice, right?
They are changing their ice. They're getting a new machine. Right now, Starbucks has almost like an inch, like a square of ice. And I think it's fine. Like, you know, I like to chomp ice. So no problems there. This one's going to be more of a nugget.
Whatever that means.
A little nugget of ice. So I think it's the kind that you get at like a Sonic. Do you know
Okay.
So Sonic, some say, has the best ice anywhere.
Really?
Yes.
Because of how it's made.
Because it's how it's made, because of how it, you can chomp it. It's just easy to chomp.
So Starbucks is adopting the Sonic type ice.
That's what it seems to me. That seems to be the description. I haven't seen the change yet, but I mean, this thing is blowing up on social media. Like, why are you changing it? It's not going to be any good. It's going to melt too quick. It's going to water down
Wait a
my
minute.
iced coffee.
Ice is ice. It just keeps stuff cold.
Oh, my friend, no. Let me enlighten you.
What?
It is not.
Ice is ice. It keeps stuff cold.
No. So there's a convenience store, QT, that I go into, and they have like the square version, and then they have a little nugget version, and I don't like their nugget version. I like their square version, their little cube version.
What?
Yeah, because it just chomps different. It hits different.
Ice is ice.
Ice is not ice.
Ice is cold water that's hardened
Yeah.
to keep your drink a little cool.
No, there's elevated ice, and then there's just that run-of-the-mill kind of ice.
Oh, boy.
You're listening to Rob and Liz in the morning.
His radio.
I know. Why is it that ice seems to be a thing right now? I don't get it.
Oh, no, it's like, I feel like it's always been a thing. I love to
Really?
crunch. I love it. And I like to go to certain places where you can get certain ice because it just crunches
Isn't that weird?
better.
To think about judging a restaurant by its ice.
Oh, all day long. Yes.
All day
Yes.
long. Oh, all right.
Oh, Randall texted and said, "Ice crunchers unite."
Oh, come on,
So
Randall.
I got to find out, do you like the square? Do you like the cube? Do you like the nugget? What do you like?
I chomp on ice too, and Amy doesn't like it. My wife is like, don't do that, Rob. So I secretly have to crunch somewhere in the
You
house.
run in a closet.
I'm like, just like that. James is here. What about the ice, James?
I usually go to Zaxby's sometimes, and that nugget ice, it doesn't melt fast in those cups they have.
You're right about that. I forgot that's nugget. I never think about nugget ice. She says, Liz will say nugget ice. I'm thinking
they're-
nuggets.
And the more ice they put in, the less drink you get.
Right? So how do you order when you go in?
Oh, I order light ice when I go to those restaurants like that.
Absolutely, James. Get your drink on.
Yeah, because I don't want to pay for a large drink and get a small.
You're listening to Rob and Liz in the morning.
His radio.
When I was growing up, my mom sent me to a Catholic school, a private school.
Oh, yeah.
She got a scholarship for it because she went to a church. Anyway, one of the priests, Father Russo, bought me a razor because in the 6th grade, this young cat was shaving.
You were shaving at
So he
12 years old?
Got
Oh, my
me an
goodness.
electric razor.
That's pretty cool.
It's Rob and Liz in the morning on his radio, and I felt so grown up. I'm like, look at this.
Ouch.
I wasn't cutting myself anymore.
Yeah, well, because an electric razor doesn't do that, right? I've never used one, so I don't know.
Well, it doesn't cut my face up.
Okay, all right.
I don't know. Scott might have a different version of that.
You know, I didn't feel grown up. I've always felt a little more immature. I don't know why. I still think I'm 16 in my mind.
She is.
But I think when I had my daughter, that was when I really felt like a grown up. I was like, okay, the weight of the world is on my shoulders, being, I was a single mom. And so I was paying the bills and I was doing all the things and the 2 a.m. feedings and, all that stuff. That's when I felt like a single mom, of course. But
You
as
were,
an
but
adult.
all grown up.
Yes, I felt
Because you
all
had responsibility.
I was actually paying bills that before it was kind of like my mom would come in and say, have you made your car payment? Have you, and so I had to be then responsible. So, yeah.
For Scott, it was when he first got behind the wheel.
I did. I felt like I was growing up and felt with that extra independence, like, oh, I've got some responsibilities here, with gas, car, insurance, things like that. So, and then parenthood also brought another level of responsibility and grown-upness.
Then you get that car when you're a teenager.
I know. And you have to put the gas in it.
Mm-hmm.
And
it's
you
all yours.
And you have to wash it, and you have to make sure that you get the oil change. Okay, maybe that's it. The oil change that you have to do the first time, then you're a grown-up.
That at least for Liz. She still hasn't done that yet, but...
Well, it's only been 187,000 miles.
You're listening to Rob and Liz in the morning.
His radio.
I'm all grown up now. What do I do? It's Rob and Liz in the morning, his radio.
Kat texted 800-447-7234 and said, I felt like a grown-up when I stopped getting an allowance from my parents and I started babysitting for my own money. She was 13 years old. And then, again, when she moved out of her parents' house for about 6 months, 6 months after she graduated high school, then she was out and it was getting real,
It was
right?
yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so Taylor said she felt like a grown-up when she went to visit her best friend in Washington, D.C., and she got on the plane all by herself.
Without mom or dad.
Mom or dad checking, do you have your ID with you? Do you have your plane ticket, your boarding pass? She did it by her own self.
Found her own way.
That's right, baby
To
bird.
the tarmac. Way to go, Taylor. Ryan's here at 800-447-7234. What about you, Ryan?
I worked all my life, but when I finally moved out, it was like all of a sudden, you mean I got to pay insurance on the car now?
I know, right?
And if I got to go get groceries, and it was a whole new world, man. I mean, so that was when when I got out of the house, I had a whole new world looking me square in the eye.
Rob and Lizz.
His morning crew.
She is an overcomer. It's Rob and Lizz in the morning, his radio. So when Jasmine gets into high school, her family's homeless because their house burned down. On top of that, ADHD, hearing loss, and she thought this was a weakness. And then she overcame that.
She absolutely did. So Jasmine is a senior in high school. She is graduating, but she overcame all of those things, and she has a GPA like this. I don't even know. This is mind-blowing. 8.07. I'm like, how in the world did she get such a high GPA? Well, she not only graduated from high school, but she got an associate's degree from college at the same time.
Look at her go. Amazing. What seems like all the odds are against you, and it's a weakness. No, she saw it as a strength, and she's a valedictorian. I mean, come on, with that kind of GPA?
Listen, I bet the salutatorian is at least 4 points under her, maybe 3.
Really?
I mean, you would think, because I personally have never heard of a GPA being 8.07. I've heard 5.0, and I thought, honestly, that was the top.
I think Scott was really high. What were you, 7 point something?
What, GPA?
Yeah.
No, maybe half of that. No, not even that.
I mean, you're like smart. For some reason, I feel like Scott was the smartest kid in school.
Well, you can be the smartest kid and still not have a great GPA because either you take really hard classes and you're still getting B's and C's, which, you know.
I mean, the detail that Scott does on his lawn alone.
Oh, yeah.
You would think Scott was amazing in high school.
I was not amazing in high school. Now, in elementary school, I did well, but I got a little distracted once junior high hit. High school, not as focused as I should have been.
Distracted?
But I got through. I got on stage, and I got the diploma.
What distracted you?
Just stuff, playing video games and sports and hanging out with my friends. Not focusing on the books as much as I should have.
It wasn't the young ladies?
Oh, the young ladies, too.
Okay, see, now the truth comes out.
Rob and Lizz.
His morning crew.
I've been dreaming about vacation. Vacation, it's a couple months away. Dreaming about our family going on vacation. There's a little place there that's called City Donut.
Where's this?
This is in Orange Beach, Alabama.
Oh, she goes there all the time with the family.
And I'm telling you, it's a draw. Before we hit the road and head home, we always have to get a dozen of whatever it is at City Donut, and then we have to get a couple of apple fritters. And I mean, it's a little pricey when you put the apple fritters on it, but they're so worth it.
So I'm not a local. I don't know why. Except for around here, I don't do a lot of local flair wherever we visit. It's always like if I go to the in-laws up in Michigan.
Okay.
They live near Battle Creek. Where do we go for dinner? Big Boys.
Why? Oh my goodness.
They like the place.
Well, if they like the place, then I totally get it. No.
And then my father-in-law's into McDonald's coffee in the morning. So we were in the drive-thru in the morning, and he's so proud of his app.
Oh my goodness. Because today I can buy one, get one free sandwich.
I wind getting up a free coffee out of the deal.
But he doesn't have like a favorite hole-in-the-wall restaurant or...
Never brought me to one.
Well, like when we've gone to Destin before, they have a water park that I think is only there. It's called Big Kahuna. And we love taking the kids there.
The Big Kahuna.
The Big Kahuna.
That's great.
Love that. So, I love these. If I go to a new place, first place I look for is a little coffee shop that is only local to that town.
Not me.
Oh, we make it an adventure, especially my daughter and I. Well,
I'll always go to the place that's right around the corner and it's got a star and a Bucks on it. That's about it. Scott goes to Wilmington Beach, right?
Yeah, down there toward the coast. And my kids, I mean, they love donuts. So there is a Duck Donuts, and I think they closed one recently, but there are some others down there. And they have a bacon donut.
Ew.
And it's incredible.
It's like maple bacon, right?
Maple bacon.
And a donut? Bacon and a donut? That doesn't
Yes.
sound like they go together in one bite.
Oh, I'm going to have to make you one. No, you need to go to
Salty,
this little
sweet.
local
Make me
place.
one.
Oh, maple bacon, that is like the perfect pairing.
I know we've been to the Outer Banks, and I've seen Duck Donuts at the Outer Banks.
I think there's
Yeah.
Duck Donuts in a couple of different towns.
They're branching out to different places.
Right. So I don't know. Well, I mean, it's still fairly local. I don't know if they're all across the country, but that is my favorite thing to do is find these little hole-in-the-wall little places, coffee shops, whether it's dessert restaurants. I love
The local places I go is either my son's house in Florida or the father-in-law's house in Michigan.
Well, if either one put an open sign, we'll come visit.
Rob and Lizz.
His morning crew.
I'll be honest, I don't do a lot of online shopping. But when I do, I only go to two places.
Where?
Amazon, and if I need something for my Apple computer, I go to the Apple Store online.
Those are
Those
the
are
only
the only two I go to. But then I'm hearing that Walmart is really trying to compete with Amazon. They have this, Walmart Plus service,
They
right?
do. And I will say I have it. I think there's like free television service through Hulu, things like that, if you have the Walmart Plus. But they're offering something new that I'm intrigued by. Telehealth, which I have for myself and my family, but now you can get it for free for the first year if you have the Walmart Plus for your pets.
Telehealth for a pet.
Right.
For my dog?
Well,
Really?
Oh, I would love this. So I think it was a couple of years ago. Our older dog, Charlie, was down running around outside, and it was really hot, and she was running really hard, and she actually took the skin off the bottom of her
Ouch.
paws. I know, and had never thought about that could happen. I would have loved to have had telehealth. The way it ended up, we had to, call the emergency vet and go into the emergency vet because it was over the weekend, and get her fitted for salve and prescriptions and all this stuff and little booties. So the telehealth would have come in so handy.
Really?
Yeah, because they could have called all of that in. All you have to do is it's like a Zoom call, just like for your own telehealth, and you show the paw and they see what's going on. And
The only time I've ever used telehealth, in a sense, was when I had a follow-up with one of my doctors.
really,
Yeah, that was it. It goes, let's just do telehealth. And I go, oh, okay, because I was going to be out of town.
no, I've done telehealth for myself, for my kids, my husband, probably 8 or 10 times over the last couple of years.
And now for Liz, looks like it's going to be for her dogs.
You're listening to Rob and Lizz in the morning.
His radio.
If you're going to be traveling this summer, you better hold on because the experts are saying it's going to be quite a season. It's Rob and Lizz in the morning, his radio.
Just in Atlanta for Memorial Day weekend, they say 2.1 million going through the airport. Just at Hartsfield, Atlanta. Can you imagine all the other airports? So TSA is like, hey, listen, $78 for 5 years, you get pre-check.
It's not bad, but there's a whole process that goes along with that. I almost did it one time, and then I was like, wait a minute, I have to make an appointment, and I have to go to the place, and I have to...
Didn't seem too bad.
You've done it.
I tried.
Okay.
Well, what I didn't do was the appointment because something came up.
Oh, okay.
So I went through the online thing. That was so easy.
That's exactly what I did.
And then you have to go to the office, and then I don't know what they do at the office, but it doesn't take long, and you get your pre-check thing.
Yeah. I did the same exact thing that Rob did, like went online and then just didn't follow through by going to the appointment because it was like, I got to go on the other side of town. Takes about an hour and a half for the whole thing. Mm-hmm. But it will save me that much.
You'd
more.
rather,
I know.
it's either you wait to get this thing or you wait in a big line at TSA, which it's about 30 minutes on average. They say for the pre-check, it's about 10.
Well, I mean,
It depends.
So you're still waiting.
I've seen some of those lines I've seen longer than the other lines.
So you got to wait for the appointment, drive across town, do all that. So you don't have to wait as long when you get to the airport.
Or take off your shoes, or have to take computers out of your bag and everything else. You keep your belt on, you keep your stuff in your pockets. That's pre-check.
That's a draw there. I usually will wear flip-flops or some kind of slip-on shoes so I don't have to tie. Don't wear sneakers. Oh, my goodness. That just takes forever. Oh, my goodness.